So when you posted your coming out video, can we talk about that?
Sure, absolutely.
So the decision to post that, what was that like?
Oh. Well, let me think. Well, coming out was weird for me. I don't know how much you know about the entire process.
I don't know who was aware before you came out publicly, how
All of
that
us.
is.
You were aware.
No, I mean,
friends.
I'm not our friends. I meant like family, like fans. Like who do you think when you came out, like who are you
I feel like I have to look at the dates of the videos.
Yeah.
So actually, too, also, since some people maybe don't know what we're talking about, would you want to let people know what we're talking about? You had a video that came out where you officially came out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm going to tap into. I had a video before that, like a year before. 21 Things I Learned. Or no, not 21 Things.
19 Things I Learned.
Yeah, there you go.
Yesterday. Yeah.
So at the end of that video, I briefly try to answer like... my sexuality, because a lot of people have been questioning it for a while now, obviously.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to make it like, I'm not sure, let's not worry about it type thing. That was my answer back then. Now I know I wasn't confident enough at all in who I was. I wasn't ready to come out, and that's okay. I think that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody has their own time, I think.
And then I think was it earlier this year that I came out, or last year?
I feel like it was
last year. It had to be last year.
I think it looked like it was down a ways. I think it was probably 2019.
How did I do that? I mean, I think it literally just felt right. I was in Florida. I wanted to drive. I knew I had to do it in my car because I didn't want to do it like in my house with my family. I don't know why. They're all supportive. It felt right. It felt like the right time. And after that video, that's what I can say. It's like when I finally became like myself.
That's so awesome.
And wasn't scared of anything, any judgment, because at this point I let the wall down and I let everyone know the truth, and now I don't care what people say because I'm just living like as myself.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. That's really good. Did you, before the video, had you told your family and stuff prior to that?
Yeah. How did I come out to my family? Or I know how I came out to them. I don't know what triggered me to do it. I'm trying to think. I literally can't remember. My memory is so bad. But the way I came out to my mom, for example, I literally I was in LA and I called, she was in Florida, and I called her. I was literally in the bathroom and I just called her and I was like, hey, by the way, I got to tell you something. And then she was like, what? And I was like, come on, you already know. You don't need me to tell you. Like, come on. And then she was just like, what? Like, what do you need to tell me? She had no idea what I was going to say. And I told her, and she was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I figured. Just, I need you to confirm it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's okay, cool, great. You're going to tell Dad?
Wow.
She's like, we think we should do it together. Just because, my parents are Hispanic, Chilean. I lived there until I was 7 and then moved to the U.S.
Wow, that's cool.
So I knew that it was going to be tough. Or it wasn't even tough. Yeah, it was. Telling my dad was kind of tough. Just
what were you feeling
really
like inside of your body? I can't imagine.
And also, did you ever talk to your dad about, like, did you play into the idea
girls?
Anything like that?
I think, honestly, when you go to, like, dinners and stuff like that with your family, and then your uncle's like, hey, you got any girlfriends?
Of course.
I'd literally be there and just sit there and just kind of give him a little face, and then I think they all kind of got the hint to, like, stop bringing it up.
Okay.
Yeah, but once I came out, it did take a second. I think they were obviously accepting and said the whole thing. I love you for you. This doesn't change anything. You're my son, blah, 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 blah.
Good.
But you have to adjust. There's like a lot to learn in their generation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I love teaching them, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome that they're so open to it.
To this day, we're still having conversations like that.
So cool.
Where we just get to talk. But it's always love, which I'm
I
grateful
love that
for.
they're open to that, because I think that's what everyone in the whole world needs, not only about like the LGBTQ world, but also like, with Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. People just need to be willing to listen, because there are people that have stories that they want to share and they want to talk about. And especially with your family, that's so cool that they're able to listen and hear you and like learn with you. Yeah,
I think you just have to be aware that sometimes you have to force people to listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to sit them down and be like, this is the way it is. You can either choose to learn or not.
Were you pretty open about that in the video? Like, did you see a response from fans and from other people being like, hey, this gave me a little extra push.
Oh my God, yeah, that was the best feeling
really?
ever too.
That's so cool.
And that's something I shared with my parents because with my team too. Oh God, but I don't know. Coming out like when you have a bunch of girls following you, like my entire audience was just females. So for those years, I would have girls coming to my tour and stuff like that, like Will You Marry Me signs and stuff like that. So it's just like, it was definitely tougher for me than I feel like the normal person that kind of has to go through it. But what was the question?
The response that you got.
From fans and things like that. People like, you helped me do this. You know?
No, yeah. Everyone was super like nice about it. I don't even know what to say. Wait.
Yeah.
Like when I created like Make Sure Your Friends Are Okay with my brother, right? Like I went from getting comments that were directed towards me to being like, this company reading some of the stuff that's happening, allowing me to have this conversation could have saved my life. You doing a video like that, letting people know it's okay to come out and to tell your parents and be okay with yourself. Were you receiving like anything from people as well, or do you think everyone kind of knew and?
Well, positive feedback wise, like yeah, absolutely. There was a bunch of people saying like, I'm so grateful you did this. Like, now should I do it? How do I do it? How did you do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Questions, and I love answering that type of stuff. Now I have like the most pride ever.
I would love to hear those things for people who are listening, because there are so many people who are you before you came out, right?
Yeah.
And what was that like for those 18 years inside? Knowing without really being able to like express it.
Tough.
Yeah,
super tough.
Can't imagine.
No, I don't even. It kind of sucks that it didn't come out sooner. Like, it's always gonna be like a little regret. Obviously, I try and live life with like no regrets and stuff like that. No regrets. If you know where that's from. We're the Millers. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. What was I saying again? What was the question?
Like,
again?
what would you say to people who? Because you were saying you've learned so much about like what you would say, how could people do this? How could they feel comfortable with it? And like when they should, all that. What would you say to someone who was in the position that you were in before actually coming out?
The reason I think I felt super ready was because I got that second alone in LA, wherever it is, like whether you go to college or, you need to be fully comfortable and you need to know yourself before I think you start telling other people things. I started with my friends. My friends felt like the easiest way to go.
That's cool.
Like I started with one friend and then the next, and then to the point where I would go to a party or a gathering or something like that, and I would want it to be that would be the first. I'd be like, hey, so I don't have to keep hiding and stuff like that. Yeah. But do it when you're ready. There's no rush, and make sure a big thing is to make sure you're in a good environment where people won't push you down and shut you down, because people will do that, and you have to. That's just reality. People will feel a certain way towards anything. So just be ready.
Did you ever experience that? Having somebody push you down or anyone push back when you?
Any brands or companies that you felt like you want to publicly? I was kidding.
No. I'm well, yeah.
But even teams,
there was a lot of teams.
A lot of teams and things like that. That could change the way people want to work with you, and it's a whole. It's really
it wasn't
bad.
so much against me; it was against what I've built. Oh my god, it's so scary to say. But yeah, no, I definitely got pushed back, absolutely, without a doubt. Just with anything, actually, okay, sure, come out, but you don't have to broadcast that you're gay. You can just still be you and let people know. Or I think that's why
people telling you how you should have done it.
Oh. My God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's a bummer.
No, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's
I think it's okay. I think at that point, I can't speak personally, but I feel like you're wanting to have as many people's opinions on something that's such a huge thing in your life. You're about to say something that
I don't want anyone's opinion.
Right. Obviously, your opinion should
I love that.
First,
yeah, I don't care.
Best.
Once I did it, I literally couldn't care less about anyone but myself at that point, in the most nice way.
That's the way it should be.
But isn't it hard? Right. This to me is something that's hard. The fact that I'm a straight person and I never have to make a video saying that I'm
Oh my
straight.
God, yeah.
I never have to like sit my parents down and be like, hey, can I tell you something? I'm straight.
Oh God.
And so why do people come and tell you how you should do that? Because it's not like you're saying, hey everybody, I'm just letting you all know I've decided to remove half of my body. Like you're going out,
Yeah.
it's not like the decision that's going to affect someone else. You're coming out and being like, hey guys, I just want to let you know who I am.
This is me.
Your son.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're the person you're following.
Nothing's
your friend.
changed. Yeah.
I just want you to know now. Like you think you know me. I just want you to know me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally the biggest piece of advice. Just be prepared, because that is like, you might get pushback. You might not. If you don't, geez, like good for you.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. But if you do, just be prepared for it and be ready. I think we're all strong enough to, handle these things.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm the happiest I've ever been. And even I was talking with my mom and my sister recently, and my little sister was like, Mario, you've been thriving. Like you've just been
that's
so
so
happy. And I
good.
can literally see in every video and everything you're doing, just like you're really yourself. And I was like, I literally cried. That was the first time I
awesome.
cried in a few months.
Yeah.
I don't cry. But
I do.
yeah, I cried just because it was my family who means the world to me. And like, they noticed the change in how I felt just because I was living my authentic self.
So
Yeah.
cool.
And that's literally the best thing you can do for anyone that needs to come out. Seriously, be you. Don't care about anyone else.
I love that.
That's so
That's
awesome.
really great advice.